Hi guys, it's Lexi. Welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to be making our June TBR, which is kind of insane to be talking about already because I feel like summer hasn't even begun yet and we're already heading into June. I don't really film these often, but I want to start doing them more because I feel like it'll make me more inclined to read. I'm also like trying to get through my physical TBR so bad because I've been buying a lot of books lately, so we need to get through my physical TBR. I have my TBR cart right here, and it has kind of like the main books I want to prioritize, but I have a ton of books on my shelves that I haven't read yet, so we are also going to be including those in this video. I thought instead of me picking them randomly just because, we would do a TBR wheel picks my TBR for June. So I found this little wheel. I can link it down below. I found it has a bajillion prompts and we're just gonna spin it. I am going to pick around 4 books because I do not read that much. I'm trying to get back into reading and I want to read a lot. So to make up for that, I'm going to talk about the 3 books I finished in May. So I do have reading vlogs on all of these books, 2 of which you should be seeing next week, hopefully. Two of the books you'll see in the reading vlog next week. The one before this week was the one for one of them. Let's just go ahead and talk about them really quickly before we get into the picking of the TBR books. A little bit about me as to why I don't read as much as I would like to is because I am a college student, a college athlete, and I also am working an internship this summer in the city, so I am very, very busy. So that's my excuse. I always feel like I need to tell my excuse. I don't, but I feel like I need to. So the first book I finished this month was No Matter What by Kara Stone. This was my very first book by her, and I am pleased to say I will be buying every other book she puts out. I love how her romances are very realistic romances. They're not like, oh my god, you know, like the unrealistic ones, which are also fun sometimes, but sometimes you gotta come back to earth and realize that sometimes love is different. And this one was so interesting to read about because I've never read a book that was like this. It was basically about Roz and Vin. Roz and Vin have been married for some time and they ended up falling out of love because of an accident that they went through. So this book is kind of them rediscovering themselves. Roz picks up a new hobby, Vin picks up a new hobby as well, and you see them slowly start to fall back into love, which I feel like is so interesting to see from a couple who's been married, has been together for so long, coming back together while also discovering themselves at the age that they were, which I feel like a lot of people don't rediscover themselves and they just kind of like, oh, my life's boring. But like they managed to do that and fall in love with each other again as kind of different people in a way. I ended up giving this book 4 stars for one reason only. I loved the writing style. I loved it, made me laugh out loud and everything, so I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I'm not saying I didn't, but the reason why they were not together was obviously an accident that happened to them, but the reason why they kind of were just continuing the not being together aspect, to me, just didn't feel like something I would ever do. So I just had a hard time sitting there being like, that makes sense. I felt like it could have been solved sooner, if that's easy to say. I feel like I'm obviously, they're fake characters, but I'm not in the shoes of that person, but I'm always like a person who can just talk and yap and talk about my feelings, and miscommunication was pretty much a main theme throughout this whole entire book. Otherwise, I thoroughly enjoyed it and I really liked it, so I would recommend it for sure, and I want to pick up her Promise Me Sunshine and Ready or Not book. Like, I want to read them, but I'm trying to get through my physical TBR before I go buy those. The next book is going to be in a rating vlog upcoming, so I'm not going to talk about my ratings for those books, but I'm not going to tell you guys why I read them, but you'll see. It's actually a really fun video. I came up with it on my own. I'm sure it's already been done before, but like I came up with it in my way, so I can't wait for you guys to see it. I'm reading the 3rd and final book right now for the reading vlog, so hopefully I will be done and get it out next week. That's my goal, to like upload every week. So anyways, I read Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. This book is following Daisy, who she's a girl in LA, and she starts singing, and then you follow the other people in the band, which are the 6. But this whole book is like in the 70s, the 60s, and I absolutely love the atmosphere in this book. It was so easy to like just indulge myself in 125%. I just started watching the show also. But this book is following these characters kind of in a documentary style. I was obsessed with that. It made it so fast paced and super quick to just get through it. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say for you guys. But if you want more of my thoughts, check next week. Check back next week because the video will be up by then. Last book we read in May. So far, I am trying to finish the 3rd book in this reading vlog by this weekend. So that will be hopefully before May, before June, before May ends. And that was The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. This was an interesting read for me because it is probably as literary fiction as you could possibly get, and that is different for me. But this whole book is written in emails. So you kind of get like literally like a short blurb like that, or you get like a longer email. You follow Sybil, and she is an older woman. She's like in her 70s, and you follow her life and different correspondence that she has with different people, and kind of how it all ties into the end of like how they first began talking and why, and then the end of why they were still communicating or why they were communicating at all. I just thought it was super interesting to read about, and I really loved the characters. I connected with them very, very, very much so. And yeah, you also learned something very early on that I wasn't expecting, and I felt like that really kept me on the edge of my seat throughout the whole entire book to kind of see how it would end and wrap up. But yeah, that's all I'm going to leave you with for that one as well. If you want more thoughts, go ahead and check out that reading vlog that's coming next week. Time for the fun part. Okay, I'm going to screen share, or screen record, so you will see it right here. Let's go ahead and spin for our first one. I'm going to do 4 to 5. Maybe just 4. I'm kind of stretching it with 5. We're going to do 4. Let's spin our very first prompt. Oh, a new book that I bought new. Okay, we have a couple of those. Oh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Okay, I'm going to pick my top 2 and then we'll pick between them because there's a lot that are new. I'm not even going to joke with you right now. There are so many that are new. So the first one I picked out is Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune. This edition is stunning. It was from Target. I absolutely love this edition. And this is Carly Fortune's new release, so I have read basically every single book of hers except for This Summer Will Be Different. I thoroughly enjoy her books, and I think for summertime she is my go-to author and probably the best author you could choose. This one, I think, 1 Week in Paradise to Heal a Broken Heart. So I think her and her husband, he ends up filing for divorce right before their honeymoon, and then her and her best friend decide to go on the honeymoon together, and I think they then obviously fall in love. That's what I think I know about this book, but I know I want to read this this summer regardless, so whether we read it this month or in July, it will be read. I promise you. Next one was my book of the month pick for April, but it came really late, so it's technically a new book to me because I just got it in May, and that is Yesteryear by Carl Claire Berg. I do not know too much about this book, but I know that it is a fiction book, and a lot of people are raving about it. And it says, my name was Natalie Heller Mills, and I was perfect at being alive. I think she's like an influencer in some type of way, but like her reality is just not, I guess she needs to come to reality is what I think it is like this book is about. So I'm intrigued. I do not know which one I want to pick, but I think I do because I've been craving like a romance. I think I'm going to go ahead and put Our Perfect Storm up there. But I know I kind of wanted to like read This Summer Will Be Different before this one, but we're just going to pick this one. Okay, first book picked. Okay, let's go ahead and pick our second book. Most anticipated read I have. Okay, that was low-key that one. Okay. Let me do some digging here. Okay. I'm kind of going like 2 different genres, but like not at the same time. The first one is Saltwater by Katie Hayes. This is a murder mystery, I'm pretty sure, or like a psychological thriller. And basically, I think it's filmed, or it's written about in Italy, but this daughter goes missing, and then the family just puts it off as like she's missing, or like I think it was an accident. I don't really know, the whole details, but I guess they say that, and then they leave her necklace, like her necklace is left at the family's place. So then it's like, wait, is it actually an accident? Is it actually like just like she whatever drowned? I don't know. I don't even know. On Glittering Capri, anything can be a mirage and no one holds a grudge like a family. Sounds interesting, like family drama, but at the same time like a murder mystery. Since last summer, so that's why it's kind of an anticipated read for me, because I really want to get through it. And yet again, I've been dying to read like a good thriller lately, and I feel like this one could be it, especially because it's in the summer. And my other one, I just have a lot, so I'm just gonna pick one of these two. That would be The Mad Wife. So I think this is a like a horror, psychological, literary, historical fiction. It's all of the above, to be quite honest with you. But it's in the 1950s, and I heard someone kind of compare this to Don't Worry Darling, which I can kind of see happening. So her like reality might just get like changed or something because of like the neighbor next door. I don't know, but I think I'm gonna pick between these two. I feel like I am definitely leaning more towards The Mad Wife this month. I think this I will always want to pick up. This I feel like I'm just so in the mood to like be in like a crazy world right now. I don't know why. Okay, let's go ahead and spin for the third time. We have two more. So this one and one more. A recent purchase. Oh my god, we have a lot of new books. Okay. Two that I'm definitely interested in, so let me go ahead and talk about them. One is With a Vengeance by Riley Sager. I love me a Riley Sager book, okay? I'm trying to get into more of his thrillers because I feel like I am just buying them and not reading them. We have three other ones besides this one on my physical TBR just sitting there. So I want to get through them, but this one is so interesting to me. A Haunted Past, A Train with No Stops, 13 Hours to Reckon with the Truth. Does that not sound so interesting to you? And then we have this one, which was so weird for me to buy. My boyfriend actually pointed out. It's called Creep by Emma Van Straten. This is a love story. It sounds so weird. I'm gonna like read the back for you because it was so intriguing to read about. Alice and Tom are made for each other. Deeply connected, they share a flat in London, go to galleries together, enjoy the same books and wine. They even share a toothbrush. It's all picture perfect, except Alice and Tom have never met. Alice has been cleaning Tom's apartment every Wednesday for a year. It sounds so creepy and so creep. These two I'm like so in between. They kind of like have the same color vibe, but I think I'm gonna go with Riley Sager. This book, if I get another thing to put this in, I will put this on the physical TBR, or just know I'm gonna read it relatively soon. This one I just like I don't even have a reason. I just want to put it on there. That's my reason. Hopefully we can have for the last one a fun like challenge, not just like recent purchases. So let's go ahead and read for the very last time. A Marriage of Convenience book? Okay, that does not fit any of these. I do know one book that could though. Pretty sure this is the only book on my physical TBR that is a marriage of convenience trope, and that's Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. As you can see, I have made a way through. I just haven't picked it up since. It was like very much so a soft DNF. I read the fine print when I was first getting into reading, so I'll be interested to see, because I do have the rest of the series, I'll be interested to see if I still like it, because it's like a billionaire's romance. I don't know if that's my vibe anymore, but we'll see. So we'll put Terms and Conditions because this is about Declan, which is the brother of the fine print brother. I forget what his name is. Kane? I don't know. But we were talking about Declan and Iris. It's a Dreamland Billionaire series. So they are wealthy people who kind of like have a Walt Disney World theme park. And Declan is the CEO of the family's media empire. And his inheritance from the grandparent is causing him to be married. And so he decides to marry his receptionist or like assistant, and then they need to have a baby and all that stuff, but obviously as we know they probably fall in love. So he's like grumpy and she's like cool or whatever. Okay, these are our 4 books that we are putting on the physical TBR. Obviously I will probably read other books as well. This is just a general guideline for me to try to challenge myself or also bring books to my attention that I maybe would have forgotten about if I just let them sitting on the shelf. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know, give it a like and subscribe. Also, let me know what other videos you are trying to see from me because I want to be active. I want to be an active YouTuber, guys. So let me know down below. And if not, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.